I want to start this off by saying I love Dr. Kuzian. I mean, what an amazing professor. I'd also like to add that making a video is hard work, and I'm still going to be asked questions after, so there's really no escaping the wrath of Dr. Kuzian. That being said, my topic is on art as an exemplar of meaning making, with the reading of Mark Johnson's Meaning of the Body. It's really a dense but easy read. I mean, no reading is really easy in this class, but you know what I mean. It's written with a long setup that describes the early devaluation of aesthetics and meaning making. So after Plato, the status of art got worse way later. In the 1700s, faculty psychology starts adding dichotomies between higher and lower faculties of the mind. Examples are cognition versus feeling, or reason versus emotion. Mark Johnson's hypothesis is in two parts. The first part, aesthetics is not just art theory, but should be regarded as the study of how humans make and experience meaning, because, and then the second part, the processes of, or is it processes? Because, the second part, the processes of embodied meaning in the arts are very, okay, let's do this again. Because the second part, the processes of embodied meaning in the arts are the very same ones that make linguistic meaning possible. Mark Johnson, he thought it was necessary to ground philosophy in aesthetics, basing philosophy on an account of origin and growth of embodied meaning and value. He also thought aesthetics became a small study of philosophy because of the subjectification of aesthetics and Kant's philosophy of beauty. It is second valued or smaller because it is subjective and based on feeling. Kant insisted that aesthetic judgments are non-cognitive and can't claim status of conceptual knowledge, and that there is a fundamental dualism between concepts and feelings. Back at it. Words we read have meaning, and that meaning is much deeper than the words themselves. Many philosophers don't have a problem acknowledging poetry works with embodied meaning. The same thing with natural prose, so like books, and he gives an example of The Stranger by Albert Camus. Okay, the fourth, oh my gosh, can't say that. Okay, next, Johnson then looks at it visually, showing an instance where patients were asked to match a line with the emotions listed. So smooth would equal peaceful, calm, and if it was a line with a lot of squiggles, it would be agitated or angry as the emotions. So perceiving is a mode of thinking, big point there. And his quote, since every act of perception already involves a capacity for abstraction, or the ability to select significant structure, it shows that visual perception at its heart is a form of thinking. One of his last points, he goes into talking about the meaning in paintings. He gives an example and compares two where there is no meaning or order or balance to one that has order and balance and it's harmonious. So he describes the meaning in that. Very good section in the reading is the conclusion. So he says, the point of this chapter has been to show how the arts are exemplary cases of embodied eminent meaning. We must recover the embodied meaning that Kant's formalism left behind. In poetry and prose, there is much meaning beneath and beyond concepts and propositions. In the visual arts, it is images, patterns, qualities, colors, and perceptual rhythms that are the principal bearers of meaning. The obvious fact that we usually cannot put into words what we have experienced in our encounter with an artwork does not make the embodied perceptual meaning any less a type of meaning. So I'm about to talk about my final thoughts.